Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome to the first video on this iCrob MMA channel. I figured now that the new Paramount era of the UFC is started, that I could give you guys my picks. Now, I don't pick for gambling or anything. I don't really go for money, but me and my family do 4-ounce picks. And I got every fighter right last night, and I was pretty excited about that. So I figured, why not give you guys my UFC 325 picks. As you can see on the screen, I got every pick right, and my best pick by far was Justin Rufus Gaethje. I thought he was going to get the KO. Honestly, ref could have called it in round 2, but that's in the past now. But I was really excited to see that I got all the picks right, so I figured, why not make this channel and see if I could give you guys good picks for UFC 325. I can't promise that some of them won't be biased, because I do love a lot of the fighters on this card, but most of them I'll try to be objective on. Okay, so starting off here, we have got Quillen Salkeld versus Jamie Merlicki. I don't know how to say it. I haven't seen many of his fights live, but I have went back and watched them just for other prediction things. But Quillen Salkeld's been making a lot of waves right now, especially in the UFC. His parents own a bakery, but I really think Quillen just has all the tools to go out there and get this, honestly, a first-round knockout. That's what I'm going with here. Quillen has 2 very good highlight reel finishes, and the problem with Jamie is he has no durability. He's like a gold pickaxe on Minecraft. He has no durability at all. He is 6-6 in the UFC, and all 6 of his losses are by KO. So I really, with how many waves Quillen Salkeld's making right now and how good he's doing and how quickly he's up and coming, I don't think Jamie's going to be able to get into them. I'm not saying Jamie's a bad fighter, but I really do just think Quillen is going to go out there, get another highlight reel knockout in the first round. And yeah, that's my prediction for Quillen Salkeld. I really think he's going to be a big name in lightweight. He seems like he's a pretty good fighter. Hopefully he'll get a ranked opponent here soon, and we'll just have to see where that takes him. All right, next up we got Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa versus Thaleson Teixeira. So the biggest factor in this fight is, honestly, it's kind of just momentum for Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa is 0-5 right now in his last 5 fights. He is getting beat by everybody he faces. And honestly, I just think he's pretty much out of the game. He's got things going on. He's got a weed company in Thailand or something. He is just not really locked in anymore to wanting to get any higher in the UFC. I think he's just kind of fighting for a paycheck now. Obviously he's always been entertaining and great to watch. But, it's just the fact that Thaleson Teixeira, he looked pretty good against Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis landed the shot and, took his lights out. But I'm thinking that Tai Tuivasa is probably just going to get outstruck and eventually KO'd. I might even go round 1 KO for Thaleson Teixeira. I just think he's going to be able to get it done on Tai. I think Tai's he's already got not even one. I think he's got both feet out the door basically for the UFC. And I'm going to give it to Thaleson Teixeira. The only thing I could see Tai is, he could always land that lucky shot. Thaleson Teixeira really doesn't have any good striking defense. He's kind of just always on the offense. So, fair enough. If Tai Bam Bam is able to land that one shot, especially in heavyweight, anybody could win this fight. But yeah, overall, I think I'm picking Thaleson Teixeira to get the dub here by first or second round knockout. Next up here, we have Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Rufy. This is probably one of the hardest ones to pick on the card for me because, it's Striker's Delight. It's going to be a fun matchup either way. I'm leaning more towards Fiziev on this one just because, now this may sound kind of crazy, but, Rufy isn't Gaethje, and I feel like that brawler style just kind of, hurt Fiziev a little bit too much to where, the Muay Thai was Muay Thai is just kind of it's a little cleaner. I feel like against somebody like Gaethje, when he just wants to disrupt all that and just have chaos the whole fight, which is kind of how it ended up being. it ended up working out for Gaethje more. He landed more big shots. I think you get somebody like Mauricio Rufy, it'll be a lot cleaner. Mauricio Rufy's movement could definitely cause a problem for Rafael Fiziev, but I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling Fiziev on this one. I'm thinking he could just, stay outside a little better, maybe land some trips and takedowns. We've seen that Mauricio Rufy really isn't great on the ground. But obviously Fiziev isn't some takedown artist or great at on the ground either, but, it could lead to a ground and pound TKO, something of the sort, or just, helping him get to a decision. I'm thinking ultimately I'm going to go with Rafael Fiziev for a close decision victory. I could lean Rufy, though. All right, y'all, on this one, I think it's time to just go with my heart here. And honestly, some of my brain too, because I don't believe in the Benoit Saint Denis hype train. I think my GOAT Dan Hooker is going to go in there and make things way more competitive than people were thinking. I think Dan learns from the Arman Tsarukyan fight and tries not to fight too much with him on the ground. He tries to keep it on the feet. Benoit Saint Denis is not better at, takedowns than Gamrot is, and Dan Hooker stuffed a lot of his takedowns. Benoit Saint Denis is better on the ground overall with his submissions. But, I just think Dan Hooker's going to make it a war in there. He might even get the KO like Dustin Poirier did. I'm fully confident in Dan Hooker to still be able to have it in the tank here to get it done. My GOAT, Dan Hooker. I think Benoit's hype train is a little too hype for, beating Beneil Dariush, the most chinny fighter ever. He got TKO'd by Moicano, bro. Renato Moicano TKO'd Benoit Saint Denis. I really think Dan Hooker is going to be able to get it done. Am I leaning with my heart here? Maybe, but I don't care. I'm ready to see Dan Hooker get the W this coming Saturday. I think he really needs to cause it into a war. I think he needs to avoid getting into, bad positions with him on the ground because Benoit can definitely score a submission. But overall, give me Dan Hooker by decision. It's a 3-rounder. Dan can do enough damage in those rounds to get it done. You can call me crazy for this one. And also, I love Volk. Volk's one of my favorite fighters. He's a great dude, entertaining fighter, one of the best of all time. Honestly, has a good GOAT argument, if you ask me. But I think Diego Lopez, I think he gets it done here. I'm going with the upset, Diego Lopez KO. Everybody's sleeping on Diego Lopez because, Volk beat them in their first fight. But, Diego Lopez got some big knockdowns. I think it was a competitive fight. I think Diego has more to learn from the first fight than Volk does. Thank you. But I think Diego can get it done out there. He has more improvement that he can learn from the first fight. Volk is kind of just sitting there. He's going to try and go with the same game plan. But Diego, he might try to use his grappling a little more. He has great submissions. Honestly, might be just as good as his striking. He has an amazing chin. He has great striking. I think Diego Lopez has what it takes to get a late fight knockout. Or either, I'm kind of torn between a very late fight knockout in like round 4 or a super early knockout in like round 1 or 2. I think it'll be one of those two. I think Volk is just getting older every day. Volk's 38 now. Diego's only getting better. He's younger. Just got a big win over Gene Silva. Very uncompetitive first round from Gene Silva. Diego Lopez cooked him in the first round. Gene Silva came back a little bit and then ran straight into a spinning elbow. I think Diego Lopez really does have the tools to get this done, and I'm hoping he does. But those are my predictions, y'all. I really hope you enjoyed the video. This is my first one, so give me any advice on what you think I could change up on the video style or anything like that. Go ahead and give me your picks, and I'll be back after the card is over. See ya.